we have to know what perpendicular line is here. So what is perpendicular line? It is lines that intersect and forms 90-degree. That's the basic definition of perpendicular line. For example, let's say here's the two lines here, okay? They intersect each other here, but what's so special about this intersection line is this angle is gonna be 90-degree, which is a right angle. That's why we have a negative reciprocal slope. So let's do this one here. What the? Oh, okay, that's why. There you go. So let's do this one by one. Find the linear equation that is perpendicular. Let's highlight this one. Perpendicular to given line below and passes through point 2, -2. So here, if you look at the graph, it's given here, and now we have to find perpendicular line to this one. And obviously, using these 2 points, that's gonna be the easiest, but in this video, let's try to use this point and let's see, this point, okay? Step 1, choose 2 points from a graph. We do this because we have to find slope. So here, -1, 2, -1, 2, 3. So it's gonna be -2, -3. And the other one is gonna be simple, 0, 1. And again, this one is gonna be our x1, y1, x2, y2. Step 2, find the slope. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 in this case is 1 minus y1 is -3 over x2 in this case is 0 minus x1 is -2. So here, let's do one by one. Here, negative times negative, this one becomes positive. Negative times negative, this one also becomes positive. So 1 plus 3 will give us 4, and 0 plus 2 will give us 2, which is gonna be 2. But here's the problem. We are trying to find here, perpendicular line here, okay? Oops. So this perpendicular line, we should have negative reciprocal slope. So this 2 over 1, what we have to do is we have to flip it, which will become 1/2, and then change the sign, which is gonna be -1/2. And step 3, that's, by the way, this -1/2, that's the slope that we're gonna use to find perpendicular line. Step 3, let's do this. We have to use point slope formula, which is y minus y1 is equal to slope x minus x1. Here we go. So let's plug in the number. Now here's the thing. Before we do this, do you see this? Oops, this color is not that good, so let me use screen. Do you see this y1 and x1? And do you see this x1 and y1 here? The problem is we are not going to use this. Instead, do you see this one here? 2, -2. It's given to us because it says it should pass through this point, 2, -2. So for the x1 and y1, for this 2, we are going to use this, x1 and y1. So here it should look like y minus -2 equals, slope is negative 1/2, x minus our x1 in this case is gonna be positive 2. And step 4, it's simple. Basically, we are solving for y. Here, negative times negative becomes positive, so it's gonna be y plus 2 equals negative 1/2. Here, if you look at it, there's only one negative here, so it's gonna be just x minus 2. Very simple, like this, easy. Now, if you distribute, it's gonna be y plus 2. It's gonna be same. I just copied it down. Negative 1/2 x, because negative 1/2 times x is gonna be negative 1/2 x. And negative 1/2 times negative 2 is gonna be positive 1. See here, side note. Negative times negative becomes positive. 2 times 1 becomes 2. 2 times 1 becomes 2. It's gonna be 1, right? Last part. Subtract 2 both sides, which is gonna be y is equal to negative 1/2x. 1 minus 2 will become negative 1 here. Like this, easy. So this is the line that is perpendicular to this given graph here. Now this question on the right, here for this one, I will just give you the answer here. So do it by yourself because you check for understanding and see if you have this as your answer. This one does not have a y-intercept. I mean, it's technically 0. And this one, you should have y equals x plus 3. So that's the first part of the note. And second part here, it's even easier. Okay, I will go over 2 questions, and then rest of them is up to you. First one, write the equation of the line that passes through point here 3, 7 and is perpendicular to a line y equals negative 3/2x plus 1. So again, the graph is not shown. It just gave us this equation here, but we are trying to find equation that is perpendicular, which means, do you see this slope here? We have to flip it and then change the sign. So it's gonna be 3/2. If you flip it, it's gonna be 2/3. And if you flip the sign, that is gonna be just positive, which is 2/3. That's the slope we are gonna use here, okay? And again, this one is gonna be our x1 and y1. So it's very easy. So now let's do one by one here. So it's gonna be y minus y1 is equal to slope x minus x1. Again here, this y1, slope, and x1, it's given to us already. It's right there, so let's do one by one. y1 in this case is gonna be 7. Slope, we found 2/3. X minus x1, we have negative 3. It's like this, easy. And then we can solve it here. So it's gonna be y minus 7 equals 2/3. This, do you see these 2 negatives here? This one becomes positive, so it's gonna be x plus 3. And obviously you can skip this step if you're confident to yourself, which I don't really recommend. Here, y minus 7 equals 2/3 times x will become 2/3 x. And 2/3 times positive 3 is gonna be positive 2. Here, if you, just in case, if you don't get it, here's a make a side note. Just make it as a fraction. 2 times 3 is gonna be 6. 3 times 1 is gonna be 3. And if you simplify it, it's 2, like this, okay? Now, we still one last step. Do you see this negative 7? We wanna get rid of it by adding 7, like this. So it's gonna be y equals 2/3x plus 9. That's so easy, like this. Now, you try question, do it by yourself. It's very easy. Just Slope is given to you here. Let me give you a hint. If you flip it, which is a 2 over 1, okay? If you flip it and change the sign, you should get, pause the video and guess, and here, check your answer. Negative 1 over 2. I was pretty surprised in my class that many of you actually put negative 2 as your negative reciprocal, but that's not true. First, you have to flip it and then change the sign. Here, last part of today's note, and you're up to you. It's up to you now. Now it's same question. And here, only difference is, if you look at this equation here, this one is in standard form. Unlike if you look at this previous, like here and here, that's a slope-intercept form. So it's a bit different. We do not know the slope yet. So what we have to do is, first, we have to find slope. Okay, by changing this one into the slope-intercept form. So let's do one by one. Minus x both sides. So it's gonna be what? 3y is equal to 9 minus x. Again, here we have to divide by 3 every single side here, which you will get y is equal to 9 over 3 is going to be 3. This one is going to be just negative x over 3. And remember here, for this one, negative x over 3, this one is same as negative 1/3 x. Okay? Here you go, negative 1/3 x. This is not the slope that we are looking for, because we are trying to find perpendicular line, which means, again, we have to flip it and change the sign, which is going to be positive. If you flip it, it's going to be 3 over 1. And if you change the sign, that's going to be positive. So it's going to be just positive 3 here. That's going to be our slope. Okay. And now this is going to be our x1 and y1 here. x1, y1. So here you go. Let's do one by one. Y minus y1. Now this formula should be your favorite by this time, because we use this so often. And now let's plug in these numbers in here. Y minus, or y1 in this case is negative 1. So easy like this. Slope is 3. X minus x1 is 3. Math is just easy like this. So here, two negatives become y plus 1. Now here, we only have one negative, so it's going to be just x minus 3. And next step is even easier. Only thing that we are doing is just distribute minus 9. And here, one last step, subtract 1 both sides. So it's going to be y equals 3x minus 10. It's easy like this. So rest of them, it's up to you. It's yours. Just I will give you an answer here so that you can check your answer later, okay? Now, do it by yourself and then check your answer after you finish it by yourself. And if you have any question, send me a reminder and I will answer it. Or come see me after school. I will help you, but in class, just be quiet. Just kidding. Bye.